ladies. Today we are doing one of my favorite kind of videos, which are our trend videos. So we're going to be sharing with you the hottest fall trends that we are seeing on the runway, and we're going to have definitely a very good laugh today. Some of these are just so out there that we cannot relate to. A couple of others we may like, but we're going to definitely give you the lowdown so you know everything from A to Z on what's hot and what's not.
Yes, this is always a controversial video for us because of course we have combed through the internet, we have watched some of these runway shows, and we have strong opinions on some of these looks that these designers are going to be pushing on all of us. So stay tuned to hear our feedback. We'd love to hear from you guys in the comments as well. If you're new to our channel, I'm Kelly. This is my best friend Christina. We make videos all about fashion. We do lots of hauls, tips and tricks, all kinds of good stuff. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us get to that 100,000. We are almost there, and we would love to have you as part of the Mommy's Makeup Moscato family. We make videos twice a week, every Sunday and Thursday, and we'd love to have you back for more.
So the first fall hot trend that we were seeing a lot on the runway is something that's very out there and creative and something you would never guess in a million years, and that's white tank tops. I mean, when Kelly and I saw it, we were just dying laughing. We were like, seriously? This is the best that these designers can come up with is a white tank top, and a tank top in the fall.
I mean, I feel like that maybe is like Florida fall weather.
Yeah, it's true.
Although I can't really see us walking around with these white tank tops, but we were seeing these paired with like some loose trousers and some maxi skirts and even like some simple jeans. And yes, I'm sure there are some people who can really like rock that look, but it just seems a little bit weird for fall. First of all, white, and then tank tops, and just I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, this is the trend that we saw on repeat the most on every single runway. So apparently it's a big thing, ladies. It's a big trend. Okay, so the next trend that we saw on these fall runway shows is one that I feel like is a little bit more practical, a little bit more wearable, and you could actually throw it right on top of that white tank top, and that is the bomber jacket. And no surprise why this one would be so popular right now. I don't know if you ladies have seen Top Gun Maverick, but it is giving me major Top Gun feels. So I think that's why this is probably such a thing. You know, we're probably all gonna go out and buy one for our husbands, right? Honey, wear this bomber jacket, super on trend. Put those aviators on too while you're at it. So the new thing that we're seeing on this trend is a little bit more like oversized, but if you have one from a year or two ago when they were super popular, all bomber jackets, definitely a big thing, definitely a trend you're going to see for this fall.
Exactly. So they did try to bring it out a couple years ago, and I saw like this effort and them showing up more in stores, but they're definitely giving it a bigger push now, and it also has that oversized feel to it. So I would say that for me, if I am going to pick up a bomber jacket this year, it's not going to be an oversized one. It's probably going to be one that's a little bit more fitted, a more traditional look, but I'm not hating this trend. I actually kind of like this trend.
Yeah,
and of course,
cute.
I agree. I definitely think that the Top Gun movie for sure gave those designers a little bit of an idea like, hey, it didn't really take off a couple years ago. Let's try it again. So the next trend that we saw were mini skirts, and not your standard mini skirt that might just hit a little bit above the knee, but what I would define, and I think Kelly will agree with me, as micro minis. So these are anything that go from your mid-thigh pretty much as high as to right below your butt crack. So I will tell you that for me and my lifestyle, I mean, a mini skirt that short is super perfect for when I'm going grocery shopping, PTA meetings, hanging out with the moms at lunch. So I love this trend.
Oh yeah,
so much. Yeah, exactly. I always like to show a little bit of butt crack just to kind of keep
why
it
not?
a little edgy,
Why save it just for the summer trend? Why not bring it out in the fall? I mean, oh my goodness, yeah, the ladies on the runway, maybe they can pull off the micro mini trend, but I'm not sure how that's going to work for us over 40 crowd. It seems a little bit much. I am all for a cute mini skirt, maybe a couple inches above the knee. So hopefully we'll be seeing more of that in the stores because I feel like, with any of these trends, there's always a different way that it can be translated. So on the runway, micro mini, maybe in real life, just a little bit mini. And of course, as always in fashion, we have our extremes. So just like we're seeing those micro minis, we're also seeing the maxi skirts. So this is one that I think a lot of you will be much more inclined to give a try. I know that it's something that Christina and I have tried, and I'm sure we'll be trying again in the fall. Maxi skirts are everywhere. You know, those nice long skirts that kind of like graze the ankle area. Of course, it depends on your height as to how maxi it is for you. I'm 5'3", so they tend to be really maxi when they are called a maxi skirt, but I like this trend. I think that it's definitely one of the few trends that I'm seeing that's very wearable, very appropriate for the over 40 crowd. So yeah, I mean, definitely one I can see myself embracing more than the micro mini.
Yeah, if I have to choose between a mini skirt, you know, that's micro, or a maxi skirt, I'm absolutely going to choose that one. I just think it has a classier look. It's more appropriate for my age. It's a lot more comfortable wear. I don't have to worry about pulling down on the skirt to make sure that it's fitting just right and covering everything that it's supposed to. So plus I also think it's really cute too sometimes when you wear it with like the little ankle boot and stuff like that for the fall season. So I love this trend.
Yeah, and this is a good one for all of those viewers who have mentioned like they're not super comfortable with their legs.
Right.
Maybe you have some spider veins or something going on. You're gonna love this trend. So definitely stay tuned. We'll try to find some really good ones for you.
So every year we see that there's always going to be like a new hot color trend that's kind of coming out. And so for this fall, they're definitely saying that bright colors are in. So there's going to be some hot pinks, deep like green kind of colors, blues, yellows. I would definitely say it's not a like neon type of color, but just more of like a saturated and very rich kind of color. Not jewel tones, but a very bright and vibrant kind of color. So for me, you know, I'm not hating this. I actually really kind of like having some of those colors. Of course, you know me, I do love my like tans and my browns, but one of the interesting things I also saw that they were kind of doing on the runway was they were taking some of those like neutral colors and then throwing in like a pop of these saturated colors in there with it, either in like a bag or maybe in like a blouse or something like that. So I thought this one was actually a cute one that I might be able to participate in.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I usually really like my pastels and my neutrals, and I'm sure I'll still be clinging on to those, but I'm all for bright colors. I think it's fun. It's definitely better than that neon trend that they were trying to push on us a while back. So I really like the like vibrant bright pink. Of course, that's one I'll gravitate toward. And I'm wondering if this isn't like tying in with the whole Barbie movie that's coming out, you know?
That's right.
Maybe we'll see some little Barbie inspired looks. That might be a bit much, but yeah, these are really pretty vibrant colors, and you know, definitely something we started to see a little bit in summer. I noticed in some of the stores we were seeing some of this, so it's coming in hot for fall. So if you pick some of that up in the summertime, you're going to be able to get lots of use out of it, and this is definitely one that we will be looking at when we're doing our fall shopping. So the next trend that we saw on these fall runway shows are cutouts. Now, I don't know, designers are just so committed to this trend that they have been pushing it on us for a couple of years now. And this year they decided to get even more extreme with the cutouts. So it's no longer just a little bit of cutouts that they were sharing. It is like extreme cutouts all over the body, multiple cutouts going down the fronts of dresses. I mean, just looked like someone got like slashed up by a tiger or something like that. So I don't know. I see what they're putting out there and I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying into this one, but you know, we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I don't know how often we have to talk about this, but I'm not interested in showing off my muffin top. Please, please, for the love of God. I don't mind a little cutout maybe on the sleeve or a little bit on the neckline, but when they start having it all over where I've got the girls wanting to come and say hello or the muffin top hanging out, I'm just not interested. Not today, not tomorrow, not 10 years from now. So hopefully when it translates into the stores, it's a little bit more decent than what they're trying to give us on the runway. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you this next trend is one that I am not going to participate in. It does not fit into my lifestyle, but something we're seeing on the runway are thigh-high boots. So we're not talking about just barely like an over the knee style of boot. This is one where it is clearly rising all the way up your thigh. I don't know where in the world I would even be able to wear this particular kind of boot to. I don't even know if I could honestly find a boot wide enough to stick my leg into even just to get it on. So this one, I mean, it looks great when you're like 6 foot and like a size 0 or whatever. They look very sleek and stylish and hip and, you know, on edge and trendy and everything. But for me, yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on this one because these thigh-high boots are just, I'm not feeling them.
You don't
at
think
all.
it's appropriate for like the soccer field
Yeah.
or a PTA
right.
meeting? I don't know. I could totally see it.
My husband actually might have a different
Yes,
opinion.
that's true. That's true.
He's like, honey, I don't know. Maybe we should experiment with this.
That's right.
Don't be
You
so quick
should try
to judge.
Well, let's see. We've got white tank tops, we've got micro minis, we've got cutouts and thigh-high boots. I'm getting some Pretty Woman vibes. I don't know about you ladies, but that opening scene on the boulevard, I think that's what they're trying to achieve here.
Yeah, but she kept it fall appropriate because she had like the little jacket tied around her waist.
Yes, definitely. Oh my goodness. You know, we definitely were talking about over the knee boots a little while ago. They were really in, then they were really out. So if you still have them, that might be a way that this trend is a little bit translated. Maybe we'll be bringing back those like over the knee. That'll be like a little bit of a more subtle version of this. But this is definitely a bit more extreme. This is definitely taking it up a notch to that thigh high area, which I guess works when you're wearing that micro mini. So if you're into the micro mini trend, maybe this is how you keep it a little more conservative. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I just feel like there's a theme with these trends. Like, I looked at this next one, I'm like, are you kidding me? So yes, the next trend is corsets and lingerie inspired tops and dresses. What a surprise. What a surprise that it would be lingerie inspired. I mean, why not? Really goes with those thigh-high boots and those micro minis. So, okay, this one we have seen before, and we have seen the translation, and sometimes it does work, but these corset style tops that really kind of like cinch in at the waist, or dresses that have that corset style, those are going to be very popular. We definitely were seeing those on the runway. There may be some more subtle ways that this trend is seen in the stores, and those very like lingerie inspired fabrics, whether it's some silk or some satin dresses, little slip dresses, lace detailing, all that is still going to be really hot for fall. So if you invested in it before, you're going to be able to wear those things in the fall season, probably layered with some warmer pieces, but yeah, still going strong.
Yeah, so corsets and lingerie, this is another trend my husband is really going to be feeling. So for me, yeah, maybe in like a camisole type of thing, you know, maybe a little lace or something, but I don't know if I'm going to necessarily be going out there with like a slip dress or something like that. I'm pretty, you know, busty on top, and so I don't want to look inappropriate. So I honestly, I just can't imagine really kind of wearing a lot of this stuff, especially the corsets. Honestly, I'm too old to have like so much restriction around the waist. Like, I like to go out, have a good meal, you know, and be able to have some nice stretchy jeans on so that way it can expand a little bit. Not something that's going to keep me sucked in all night long. It just sounds so uncomfortable. But hey, you know, maybe that's just me. Maybe you ladies are really excited about this corset trend. You cannot wait to try it. So if so, leave that comment down below because I want to know. Okay, we've got another tragic trend that's coming this fall in stores near you. And this is something that they're calling either a sloped sleeve or a sloped shoulder. So you know how we were kind of seeing those like little cute puffed shoulder sleeves coming out? Well, now they've actually moved it all the way down the arm. It's like this encapsulated, like puffy kind of sleeve. It reminds me a little bit of like those period pieces, you know, when the men used to wear like those really puffy, ornate type of sleeves. So for me personally, I have no interest whatsoever in making my arms look like they're 10 times larger than they actually are. But for whatever reason, the designers, you know, that be, have decided that this is the new look. It's not good enough that we're gonna all have puffy shoulders and rock a little bit of like a wider type of shoulder look. Now we're just gonna make our whole arm just look like the State Puff Marshmallow Man.
Oh my goodness, it's bad. I mean, we try to be positive with these. We love fashion, but my goodness, some of these things you just wonder what went through their minds when they were creating it. So yeah, we're definitely seeing everything from like ones that are a little bit more angular and then drop off into a slope to ones that are just kind of like a rounded, poofy slope. You know if you've been watching our channel how much I love to just make my shoulders look wider and my arms look bigger. It's my favorite thing to do in fashion. So, oh yeah, this is a great one. This is a great trend. I'm sure lots of women will be embracing it.
Yeah, and even sometimes they attached it too with a bat wing. So even better.
Yes, even better. Even better. Maybe put that with your micro mini. You're good to go. I'll make all the focus on the legs. Okay, ladies, so this next trend is called luxe sportswear. So what I think happened here is they did this like luxury loungewear, right? And now they're telling us it's time to get off the couch. It's time to get active. So now they're trying to make the sportswear luxurious. So that's in everything from just the style of the athletic wear, looking a little bit more luxury, also some logos being added to things. So I am not really much of an athlete myself, and I don't really have much of a sporty style, so I can't say that this is one I will be embracing, but it's not as offensive as some of the others. I can definitely see it being a little bit more practical, especially for those of you who, get up and go work out and then want to go on with your day looking good. I mean, by all means, if that is your lifestyle, embrace it with some luxury sportswear.
Exactly. Can you hear that, ladies? Can you all hear that? Sporty Spice from the Spice Girls is celebrating right now. She is like, yes, finally, now you guys are hip to the game. You know exactly. I've been sporting this style since back in the 90s. So yeah, I will just tell you that this style, I think is like, not bad. I just don't think that it's really part of my personal style. Really when I'm wearing like athletic gear, that's when I'm working out. So I just don't really see myself then wanting to then go out into public and wear them. I feel like for my body shape, I tend to look a little sloppy when I kind of dress in that type of attire. Sometimes it is also hugging and sticking to certain areas that I really don't want to accentuate. So I don't think it's a bad trend. I think that, this is one, like if you're really into it, this could be a cute one. But for me personally, I'm just going to go ahead and watch other people enjoy it this fall.
I think for me, luxury loungewear is more appropriate.
Yeah.
The stuff that you're watching TV on the couch, that's more my style.
Okay, ladies, so another trend that we saw on the runway were sheer, or transparent type of fabric. And you just gotta really love these designers on the runway because of course they will have women just walking down completely in a sheer dress or something with just their panties and their bra completely see-through and seen underneath. But we know we're hip to the game. We know how they're going to translate it into the stores. They'll do some sort of like sheer overlay type of skirt, or maybe have like a sheer, sleeve or something. But it'll be more appropriate because they know that women do not want to go out there just showing everything, and exposing everything to the world. So, something you see on the runway doesn't always look exactly the same as what you're going to see in the store.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we see this one too. Like every season we hear about sheer, and it definitely translates into maybe some sheer detailing at the neckline, or some sheer sleeves, or a little bit of sheer at the bottom. And we can get on board with that trend, or maybe some layering. You could always put that white tank top underneath your sheer shirt. So I'm sure that there will be a way that if you like this trend, it can work in pretty easily into your fall wardrobe. But of course, it's always going to be to a whole nother level when you're seeing it on the runway.
And it's so practical too. It's not even in the spring. It's in fall where the weather's getting colder. Put on some sheer. That'll keep you warm. It's another layer.
Okay, so I'm really gonna try to be positive because I feel like there's been a lot of negativity about some of these trends.
I don't feel like I'm giving negativity. I'm just expressing myself.
We're being realistic, ladies. Okay, so this next trend is sequins. sequins, sequins, sequins. I feel like we do this trend all the time. They're always pushing this trend. And listen, there is a time and a place for sequins. Specifically, that time is usually New Year's Eve, but definitely for, you know, a fancy event or something, we might see like a beautiful sequin dress. It can be absolutely gorgeous, or a little sequin camisole. However, you know, I don't know that trying to incorporate sequins into your everyday wardrobe is really going to work for most of us. I feel like that's a little bit over the top, but it is definitely a trend that the designers want you to get on board with. So get ready to see some everyday sequins.
Exactly. Well, for me, I always think that it's, you know, kind of expected during the holiday season. Women might bust out a little more of the sequins. So you might see it in like a skirt, whether it's like a shorter type of skirt or even like a maxi skirt. I've seen it a little bit in some blazers. Sometimes people put it in like a little camisole or something. But for everyday wear, oh gosh, I just honestly, if you're someone who is able to incorporate it in everyday wear, leave that comment down below.
Let us know how.
Share with us your wisdom, because I just cannot even imagine where in the world I would wear it to. A party during the holidays is one thing. Every day, and I'm thinking about the stuff that I do every day.
Yeah.
I don't know where that sequin blazer is going to fit in. So for this one, it's kind of like, I've got enough sequin, honestly, for holiday stuff for me. So I don't know if I'm going to be investing particular in any more. If you don't have any sequin in your wardrobe and you don't really feel like incorporating it in, don't worry, it's okay. You're really not going to miss out. There's lots of other different holiday like attire that you can wear. But if you want to invest in some sequin, our advice to you would be, don't invest too much money. Just a little bit, because you're not going to get a lot of cost per wear out of this trend. Okay, so we have gone through the hot fall trends. Definitely leave us a comment down below and let us know, which of these trends are you loving? Which ones are you hating? Which ones do you agree with us? Which ones do you disagree? We want all of that feedback from you ladies. And we hope you have a great week, and we will see you next time.